Baseball has been around in some form in Bismarck since the 1870s, with the Larks being the main attraction today.
But as KX News reporter Robert Sir shares with us, a legend of the Negro Leagues once called Bismarck home.
If you come to the intersection of Lake and Riverview Avenues in the Park Hill Addition portion of Bismarck, not far from the banks of the Missouri River, you're going to find a house here on the corner. Now, this house may look like any other house on the neighborhood, but if you take a closer look at it, you'll soon realize that this house is much different than the others, and for reasons you may never have expected. It's unique that, yes, it's originally a log cabin, now covered in stucco. But there's more to this home than just logs and binder. First, a little background. The home was originally believed to be a hunting or fishing cabin owned by Neil O. Churchill, who, with his business partner Samuel Corwin, owned Corwin Churchill Motors in Bismarck. Churchill also owned Bismarck's Independent League baseball team. Jack Schwartz has lived next door since 1967, and in 1998 bought the home from the Munch family, who had previously owned it for decades. That's when Jack was told by Esther Munch of the home's famous occupant, Satchel Paige.
I don't really know much more than Esther saying to me, this was where he had to stay because he was colored and he couldn't stay in the hotel downtown.
After doing some extensive research, Jack started to put two and two together.
Corwin had this piece of property from 1929 to 1936. Satchel was here in the lower 30s. I know he played here in 1933, and then I think in 1935 he played again and they won a championship that year.
That 35 team captured the first ever national semi-pro championship, mainly because Churchill paid top talent across baseball, as well as the Negro Leagues, to come and play for Bismarck. It's likely that Paige was in the home with a few others, as the Bismarcks had several players from the Negro Leagues on that 1935 team. When Schwartz bought the home, he spent several years fixing it up and documenting the work. He now keeps it as a guest house when visitors arrive. Some of the original log supports are still standing in the basement. The one thing he worked very hard to keep was the original stone fireplace and chimney that you can still see from the outside.
That was probably the prime thing when I told my son, I said, that fireplace cannot go. That's got to stand.
It was just one way to preserve it to the way it was when Satchel was in town. Reporting for KX News in Bismarck, I'm Robert Sir.
Now, Jack says he's never thought about reaching out to Major League Baseball or the Negro League Baseball Museum about recognizing the house as a historical landmark. He's just happy to call it his.
I bet. And this year marks the 100th anniversary of the creation of baseball's Negro League, and events are planned all across the country, and there's one in Bismarck as well. Yeah,
the Larks tell KX News next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, they'll be giving out bobblehead dolls of former Bismarck player Satchel Paige. As you just heard in Robert's report, Paige was a member of the Bismarck Churchills in 1933 and 35.
Now, in order to score one, you must sign up for the Larks priority list and buy a ticket to one of those 3 games. Team officials tell us it's a great way to celebrate both the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues and the ballpark's 100th anniversary.
We know that both those things played a huge part in the Bismarck Mandan community, playing with Satchel here and the Churchills and just kind of that rich baseball history here in Bismarck. And so we wanted to do something to kind of promote that and show our fans and things like that. So we decided to order a customized bobblehead.
The Larks expect to give out around 800 of the bobbleheads.
Well, stay tuned. Still to come, an organization that does